My mic off again. Can you all take your seats, please? So we're a little bit after 10. We want to try to stay on time. All right. Thank you all so much. So we're going to, where's my, the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by,
Me.
yes, we're going to have prayer by Commissioner Harris, invocation by Commissioner Harris, and the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Walker.
Okay, let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come this morning to first of all say thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord, for this life. Thank you for an opportunity to try to get it right for you, Lord. We ask that you would be with us today as we carry out the business of Montgomery County. Help us to make those decisions that are pleasing in your sight and those that will bode well for the citizens of Montgomery County. We thank you for the many blessings you've bestowed upon us, individually and collectively, and we pray for your continued blessing on this county, this state, this city. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Florence.
We'll call the roll. Commissioner Harris,
Here.
Commissioner Moore-Ziegler, Commissioner Walker,
Present.
Vice Chairman Sankey,
Present.
Chairman Singleton. We have a quorum with 3 members present.
I need some time to get to the voting page.
Should I have the voting prompt up? I don't have it.
It's not on mine either, Tammy. It's not on mine either.
Yours,
Mine's not up either.
you're not gonna need, because you're online.
Turn it sideways and see if it comes
Okay.
up on yours. Yeah, none of us
I've
have it.
signed out and refreshed and everything.
None of us have it yet.
Oh, yes, thank you. Almost forgot about that. We do have one person who's signed up to speak with the commissioner, with the commission rather, and that is Pastor Robert Wagstaff. You can come on up, sir, for your 3 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Robert Wagstaff with ACT CDC, and what you have before you is some projects that we have done to give validity to our coming and ask for support this morning. We are getting ready to do another rehab project at 1217 E.D. Nixon Avenue, and if you look on the sheet that I just given to you, there are 4 projects that we have completed on there, and that has made a tremendous difference and impact economically, tax-wise, for that area. And so we're coming before you this morning because we believe that each thing that we do in that community in terms of eradicating blight really makes a difference. And the project that we're about to do now is 2 blocks from E.D. Nixon Elementary School. And we ask for your support this morning. I'm asking for $25,000. We did get some funding other places, but we need this because the astronomical impact that we have as far as building material and things of that nature now is just out of the roof. And we really need your support on this project.
Which address is that again, Pastor Wagstaff?
1217
1217.
E.D. Nixon Avenue. It's not on
Oh,
there.
okay.
It's
All right.
the one we're getting ready to do.
And the total cost for rehabbing that, let me just say this, I appreciate the work that you all have done over the past 30 years. I'm all about eliminating abandonment and vacancy, and all that contributes to blight, and so I think it enhances the quality of life. It has an impact on mental health and wellness, physical health and wellness, so we appreciate what you all are doing. And you need 25,000, you said?
Yes.
And you don't know the total cost of the rehab project?
Pardon me?
The total cost of the rehab project that
It's
you
about $160,000. About $160,000, but if you look at that, what you have there now, and the impact that it has made in improving the economic impact in that community, as well as tax bracket and things that is starting to increase for the property value of the property, those things are well worth it. I'm investing now for future dividends. That's what it's about. And so I know you think that this is a crazy figure, but it's because of the impact, because of after COVID, now we have this large increase in building material and those type things that's got to be accounted for, and the contractors. We really need this project to be done.
Yeah, but I mean, what you're doing is great, you know, but it has to make sense. You know, and that was a problem that I had with one of the other projects that you did. Eating Nixon's a good street, you know, I grew up over there. But it's hard to find $150,000 house on Eating Nixon.
It's not going to be that way right now, but you're looking at future dividends. That's what you're looking at. That's why we're doing it now, because we got to make an impact. That's been,
You're gonna give it to somebody, or you're gonna sell it to somebody? 'Cause I
What-
can't see anybody paying $160,000.
it's not going, it's going to be rent to low to moderate income family for a time frame. That's what we have to do because
You
of,
wanna retain ownership and rent the house?
yes. And here's what it does, because if you look at what's being done, if you look at the picture of what we have done in that area, if those properties had not been done, there'd have been much more blight. The property value would continue to decrease and those type
I
things.
understand that part, but you put what that neighborhood could stand for less than $160,000. You put a brand new house up,
Well,
for what that neighborhood would stand for less than $160,000.
Commissioner Harris, I understand your point, but here's the backdraft from that. We get some money from CBDG, Community Development Block Grant, and that money is earmarked. It has to be used for rehab. We cannot use it to build new homes. That's a restriction from the federal government. So we are locked in. But I do believe that this is worthwhile in terms of where we are now, in terms of where we're going for the future.
And so the community development block grant money that comes from the city helps to rehab
Right.
some of these structures.
Yes.
I mean, I certainly support, I understand when we talked about we got to weigh the benefits versus the cost. I certainly understand that concept.
Yes.
But, yeah.
It's gotta be a better way. I mean, I support doing, fixing up blighted areas, but when you just think about that. You know, how do we ever get that kind of money? That house didn't cost $160,000 when it was new.
Well, I'm with you 100%.
I mean,
But-
but the neighborhood they built some houses up. They did take a lot of, rent money, and they built some houses on that street. And they had those houses on sale over there for over $100,000. And I doubt they sold one up for $100,000. You can't sell anything for that over there. And I don't know, the value might go up to $100,000, but we're not gonna see it.
I understand what you're saying perfectly, but here's the backdraft. Because of inflation and all these other things that are going up now, you're saying I'm putting something in a bad area, I'm not going to get it back. But if you look at it in terms of future investment, what you're doing now, I think what we are saying that we can really make a difference with the future going forward. We got to be willing to invest now. If we don't invest now, then the community's not going to change. There's not been little or no development in that area for many, many years. So that's why we're where we are right now. And if we don't start investing now, then we're going to continue to just go backwards. And I think it's time to move forward.
Pastor Wagstaff, we're coming into the new fiscal year. I should have a few more dollars, and I certainly plan to help you. And I would suggest that you continue your efforts and so forth. And when our other two commissioners return, please reach out to them as well. But I certainly plan to help you. I know you want to get started right away, but you can count on me, and hopefully you can continue to reach out to the rest of the body. I just believe something good is going to happen. And
I did speak with
Okay.
Mr. Singleton
Yes, sir.
Saturday. He called and we talked about that project.
Okay.
He understands it very well.
Very good. Okay.
Thank you
Well,
all
thank
so
you.
much.
We appreciate your work.
Anything you do to help would be great.
I got you covered.
I'm a supporter of the program, you know that, but we just need to talk some
Yes,
more
sir.
about what else we can do with this money. It's a lot of money, and I just don't know if we're getting the best bang for the bucks that we're spending. I mean, you got $160,000. You can do some nice things over there on one of those vacant lots with $160,000.
I agree, but we're restricted with where we are now. I'm beating the bushes all the time looking for other things and other avenues that we can go down to get some money. Believe me, I'm not sitting still just waiting to come to you once a year whenever. I haven't been in 2 years now, but I'm just indicating to you that we are diligent out there doing our due diligence all the time, looking for revenues where we can improve that community, and we're not going to stop.
Thank you, Pastor Wagstaff.
Thank you.
30 years, how many years? Act CDC.
14 years
Is
of
that
Act
alarm
CDC.
in here or outside?
Thank you, sir.
It's the jump, okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, Florence, I think we're ready to proceed with the formal agenda.
Yes, sir. We'll consider the minutes of the regular meeting of September 5th, 2023.
So moved. It's me and you, Dan.
Second. Try to get me.
Appreciate you. Just waiting on the results here. Motion passes.
Consider accounts payable checks and payroll checks.
Move approval.
Second.
Just waiting on the. Okay. Am I just-
Yeah, it's slow,
Okay,
but it's
motion
coming.
passes.
Consider the proposed 2023-2024 construction programs funds budget.
So moved.
Second.
Motion passes.
Consider the proposed 2023-2024 operating budget, including pay plan and position funding.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion passes.
Yeah, it's on ours.
Our technology is catching up.
Oh, wow.
Consider a resolution regarding GASB 54 fund balance commitments.
So moved.
Second.
Motion passes.
Consider county classification and pay study.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion passes.
Consider budget change request number 9 regarding expenditures for economic tourism projects.
So moved.
Second.
Motion passes.
Consider changing the pay grade of a cook from pay grade AO2 to pay grade AO4.
So moved.
Second.
Motion passes.
Consider an unbudgeted position fill request for the youth detention facility.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion passes.
Consider an ADM grant application for county stormwater projects.
So moved.
Second. Uh-oh. You got a second.
Yeah, I got it.
Motion passes.
Consider an application to pursue the 2023 Alabama Power Foundation Gateway Grant.
So moved.
And I second.
Motion passes.
Consider a memorandum of understanding with One Place Family Justice Center.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion passes.
Consider a memorandum of agreement for Helping Montgomery Families Initiative.
So moved.
Second.
Motion passes.
Consider miscellaneous appropriations to agencies.
Move for approval.
Second, let me verify. Agency money rolls over. So it goes back into the general fund?
Agency does.
Agency doesn't roll over?
No.
Well, I need to spend
Well,
mine
you
then.
don't get it, you don't add it.
Well, my
It's
goodness
designated-
gracious.
designated-
Teresa, I'm sure,
Designated rolls over. Designated rolls over. Education and, agency go away.
I know Teresa told me this, and I focused on education and not that. Well, goodness gracious.
What you have?
$22,000?
I'd
22,000?
like to have about 10. I could use it today.
For what?
For a number of things. We got the housing rehab over there.
I apologize, colleagues.
You wanna,
Goodness gracious. I apologize. Can I have 60 seconds?
Sure.
This is my mistake. This, let me see, who do I give money to anyway? Don't everybody come running at
I
once.
don't know how much you got left, but I have some suggestions.
Everybody's got ideas for me right now, don't you? So am I allowed to designate it to something for the general fund? Can I designate it to something internally? Can I mean, let it roll back over to the general fund? I'm gonna give it back to Cheryl.
all right. Think we,
So, thank you for indulging me, my panic. I will second. So that's agency, and we're moving forward with it. Second.
motion passes.
I didn't vote on that yet.
You did.
Consider miscellaneous appropriations to education with the addition from Commissioner Walker of hold on, what's that number?
It was 7.5 each to 3 schools. Lee, Capitol
Oh, okay,
Heights,
I'm
and
sorry,
Delrata.
yeah, $7,500
Mhm,
each
mhm.
to Delrata, to
Percy Julian.
Person Julian High School, and to Capitol Heights.
Mhm. So
That's-
moved. So that is education fund with those additions. So
Correct.
moved.
Motion passes.
We gotta have a second.
What's the second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you.
Consider miscellaneous appropriations from designated revenue.
Move for approval?
Second.
Where we,
The designated revenue has been moved and seconded.
motion passes.
Consider an RFP award to the bridge to manage and operate Davis transitions.
So moved.
A second.
Motion passes.
Consider a bid award to Bond Construction for re-roofing Annex 1.
So moved.
Second.
Motion passes.
It's getting the best of me.
Consider a bid award to Bonded Filter Company to provide air filters and service to various county buildings.
Move for approval?
Second.
Motion passes.
Consider the reappointment of Albert Holloway and Robert Steindorf as board members to the Joint Public Charity Hospital Board.
So moved.
Second.
Motion passes.
Consider the reappointment of Sam Munnerlin and Raytheon Scott as board members to the Montgomery County Board of Human Resources.
Move for approval?
Second.
Motion passes.
Consider the reappointment of Leslie Sanders, Jonathan Avant, and Florence Cawthon as members to the Montgomery County Community Cooperative District.
So moved.
Second.
Move for approval. I'm sorry. Motion passes.
Consider the
Hold on, it's still,
What are we doing?
so that was number 22, the reappointment of Leslie, Jonathan, and Florence. I made the motion and Dan seconded it. So now we're on number 23.
Motion passes.
Consider the appointment of Dick Brubaker as a board member to the Montgomery County Community Cooperative District.
So.
With no motion and no second, the measure fails.
Okay, well, motion fails for lack of a move, and of course, you can't have a second without a move, so we'll move on to the next one.
Consider travel training requests for the Board of Registrars, Community Corrections, the County Commission, Grants, Probate, and the Sheriff's Office.
So moved, but let's make sure that the previous, okay. Did that get taken care of? All right, so moved on the travel and training.
Get that off the screen.
It's off.
Second. Travel and training.
Motion passes.
We have waived rule items to consider. Hiring of an administrative support specialist at pay grade A04, step 5.
So moved. No, no objection to waiving rules on this item, so moved.
Second.
Waive rule item passes.
Consider a victim services grant application for the District Attorney's Office.
No objection, move for approval?
Second.
Waive rule item passes.
Consider a prosecution grant application for the District Attorney's Office.
No objection, so moved.
Second.
Waive rule item passes.
That's all our items to be considered.
Thank you, Florence. Now we're just having a little discussion about moving into that other item that's on the agenda. I understand we don't close this session out, we just move into the public hearing portion according to I'm getting my advice from the attorney.
I'm not sure exactly
Would you-
what it is. I don't have it on my agenda. that I can
No,
see.
this is a separate meeting of the Montgomery County Emergency Management Communications District Board.
Okay, so let's
This was
proceed.
over and that one's at.
So you need to adjourn
Okay,
the formal session, and then you will call to order that
Right.
board meeting.
okay, before we do that,
Wait a
can
minute,
can
I'm
we just go
sorry.
ahead
Are
and,
we going to take any action in the county commission meeting regarding the meeting that we're about to go into? Okay.
It's not an executive session?
no.
No.
This is, let me do this, Florence, if I'm in order. Just want to hear from, so since we got to close out during this particular meeting, can we hear from the attorney on anything that he might have to say?
Oh,
before we
certainly, I'm
close out?
sorry.
Okay, so do you have anything for the good of the order, attorney?
Yeah, the only thing that I just want to say is a little point of order on number 23. It didn't fail for the action. There was no action because there was no motion, so I just want to clarify that. So it didn't fail for lack of a second or anything. It was just no action because there was no motion. And that's all.
Thank you for that clarification. Deputy Administrator,
No, sir.
Commissioner Harris,
No, sir.
Commissioner Walker. And I have nothing. And so I wanted to declare this particular meeting here.
Move,
Need a
move
motion.
adjournment.
Okay, thank you.
Second.
Okay. All in favor? All right. So this meeting is adjourned?
Give it a good whack.
Okay. All right. So now,
We are adjourned.
we are adjourned. No, we have another item on the